So on Monday at approximately 4:30, the Central Falls Police Department received a 911 call that a female was being held against her will at 106 Tremont Street. Officers responded to the scene, attempted to make contact with the residents. As the officers arrived, 3 females fled out the back through the yards. And as they headed westbound on the street where they came into contact with police. The initial officers attempting to make contact with the male party inside later identified as Michael, and I'm going to spell his last name. It's Mogayzel, age 34.
Can you pronounce it?
Mogayzel? Probably Mogayzel? Age 34. Had no success getting him to the door. At that time, further information from the victim established that the male had made threats to harm himself and officers if they came in for him. That he was not going back to jail, and that he would create harm to officers as well as anybody else. Officers established a perimeter around the residence and attempted for several hours to negotiate with the suspect to come out of the residence, which he refused. And he was off and on breaking off communication a number of times. And based on his prior criminal record, which included firearm charges, domestics, prohibited weapons, and so forth, the Central Falls Police, we requested assistance from the Rhode Island State Police Tactical Team. After the tactical team arrived and had on and off contact with the suspect, he agreed to exit the home and cooperated with officers' directions and was taken into custody without further incident. The suspect faces numerous charges, felony charges, to include domestic kidnapping, domestic sexual assault, domestic simple assault, failure to relinquish a telephone with damage, obstructing officers, and disorderly conduct. The department wants to recognize the Rhode Island State Police for their assistance, along with the Central Falls Police Department, Pawtucket Police Department, East Providence Police, and the Lincoln Police Department, and also Dave Deloge from EMA for their assistance.
Did he come peaceably?
He did, after a number of hours of negotiating between the Central Falls Police Department and the Rhode Island State Police negotiators.
Were by phone or some other means?
By, he was out the window, so there was communication from police right there on the street, and he was going different places in the house, but there was voice-to-voice, person-to-person communication.
There were 3 women inside?
Yeah. You know what? And I'll follow up with questions like right after, but I'm going to get to the next incident, and then we'll follow up with questions with that right after.
Okay. Right, so in lieu of Tremont Street, first name is Craig, C-R-A-I-G, last name is Viens, V as in Victor, I-E-N-S.
You're the
Captain.
captain.
So at approximately 7:20, officers from the Central Falls Police Department responded to the Corrigan Sports Complex on Hagerson Avenue for the report of gunshots. When they arrived, they found 2 victims had sustained non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. The victims were transported to the hospital and treated for those injuries. At this time, I can tell you that it does appear that the suspect and the victims were known to each other, so it was a targeted event, and the investigation remains ongoing at this point.
Suspect meaning no arrest at this point.
There is no arrest at this point, no sir.
Both of these, they're men?
Yes, both males.
Ages?
There's a juvenile and an adult.
And you say they were both shot?
They were both shot, yes, they both sustained gunshot wounds, non-life-threatening.
Where?
One was shot in the leg, and one was shot in the shoulder area.
What hospital?
One went to Hasbro, and one went to Rhode Island Hospital.
And any idea what percentage
Again, they are known to each other, so I believe it's an ongoing argument that led to this incident last night.
Was this at the basketball?
It was on the basketball courts at the Corrigan Sport Complex on Higginson Avenue.
How crowded was it at the time this happened?
At the time, it was not very crowded, fortunately.
That's all I got for that.
Okay.
Shimon?
Colonel, back to the initial incident, the gentleman who, Gazelle or whomever. Tell me your name.
Major Christopher Reed, R-E-E-D.
Thank you. There were 3 women involved?
Yes, 3 women were in the residence of 106 Tremont Street. One victim, which is a girlfriend of the suspect, Michael Monzel.
And so he's being charged with 1 count of each of these charges?
Correct. The other 2 in the house were in a second floor. They were not victims of the assault or held against their will. It was the first floor female victim.
Multiple family home or a single family home?
It's a multiple family home. The second and third floor are vacant. The people that were staying on the second floor were squatted.
And you mentioned that
The suspect?
No, the first floor, the victim and the suspect live on the first floor. The second floor people were staying in a vacant apartment.
And you mentioned that the suspect had prior domestic charges. Did those incidents include this victim from this incident?
No, not this victim.
Overall, I'm sorry, it started at 4:30 and concluded when?
When he came out of the house at approximately 10:45, he came out. We had ongoing negotiations with him from approximately about 5 o'clock on both myself, the captain, and members of the state police negotiation team.
What time did he surrender?
Approximately 10:45.
Sounds like those may have been difficult negotiations given the length of how long this went on.
Yes, like I said, like the colonel said, it was on and off negotiations, both via PA and through telephone contact that he was breaking on and off with us.
Was he high?
Excuse me?
Was he high?
We do believe narcotics were involved.
There may have missed this, but were any weapons recovered in this incident?
A search warrant was conducted subsequent to the Michael coming out. At this time, I'm not going to go into what was seized during the search warrant.
How's the victim?
The victim's fine. She was, like I said, cooperative and treated and evaluated for any injuries.
Here or?
Yes,
in the
here.
hospital?
Here. No.
Okay.
We've heard that he said he's not going back to jail. These previous charges, did he serve time?
Nothing substantial. This was the comments that were relayed via the 3 women that fled from the house on to what his mindset was. Like I said, narcotics were involved in what he had said to her and relayed in regards to his status and how he was going to handle the situation.
And that's his address?
Yes,
What was the address again?
106 Tremont Street.
Thank you.
Do we know if he's been arraigned in court yet?
He is currently arraigned today. Like the colonel said, the charges that we read, the charges that he was arraigned on in 6th District Court.
All right. And
Can you spell his name again slowly?
Yep. First name's Michael. Last name Monzel, Mogayzel.
And 34.
34 years of age.
Do you have an ID on the adult victim of the shooting?
We're not going to release the names of either victim of the shooting. They are obviously been identified though.
All right.
Are they cooperating?
At this time, they are not cooperating with the investigation.
Typical day, huh?
Not here.
Not quite.
No.
Not really. All right. Colonel, is it otherwise a safe community?
Yes, absolutely. We actually had in spite of this incident occurring on record low for violent crime and overall crime.
The last shooting in the city involved a basketball court too, is that correct?
Yeah, last year, Sacred Heart.
Is there a problem with basketball courts in the city?
Oh no, not at all.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. All set? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Okay.